Sarah holds a doctorate in reading and adult education from Boston University, and she has spent her entire career involved with marginalized students who have struggled with literacy. She has been a college professor, a consultant, a school district coordinator, and for her work, she has won a number of humanitarian awards. Sarah joined the Rotary Club of Greenville in 1994, and at that time, there were 394 men in the club and 10 women. And if you remember, women couldn't join Rotary until the late 80s. So she was a pretty early lady joining Rotary. In 1996, District Governor George Mackey Grimble asked Sarah to heighten Rotary's focus on literacy and develop literacy programs. Sarah developed the Read to Me program and spread literacy throughout the district by serving numerous years as the District 7750 Literacy Chair under 12 district governors. In 2009, during a Rotary Zone trip to Haiti, she found a new life direction, starting book centers in Haiti's rural villages. She started Partners in Literacy Haiti in 2011, and as a Rotary project, it became a 501c3 nonprofit in 2022. Currently, Partners in Literacy Haiti is sponsoring a village library in Haiti and a new Haitian book center in Fountain Inn. Her Partners in Literacy Haiti work has been supported by our district charities and individual Rotary clubs and districts globally and locally. Grants, churches, and donors have helped support it. The Haitian librarians, teachers, and students she's taught have been the most attentive and eager of any of her teaching career. Dr. Mansbach believes that education underlies social justice, that every child has the right to become a reader, that literacy is the bridge to a better future. Sarah and her husband, Frank, have 2 adult children and 2 preschool grandchildren. And as many of you know, literacy is one of Rotary's main areas of focus. And so I'm going to launch her program here. And we're going to welcome Sarah. So tell me, do you see the screen now? From that, you see her screen? Okay. All right. Sarah, you have to unmute yourself. And then you just let me know when you want me to advance the slides.
All right. Well, I'm going to begin by talking about the need and mentioning the need in both Haiti and in the United States. Okay. This is Conge, Haiti, which is a department of the country. There are 11 departments throughout the country. This is in, as you can imagine, central part of the country. The Central Plateau is the most isolated and most illiterate part of Haiti. It's also very, very beautiful. All right. Literacy in Haiti trails the world, and it trails its Caribbean partners, neighbors. The literacy rate is 64%. The world average is 82%. And you can see that Haiti is at the bottom of the Caribbean in terms of the number of folks who are literate, adults who are literate. Next. The reason that there is such an illiteracy problem in Haiti is that whole families live on less than $2 a day. In that, okay, go back.
Sorry, my mouse just jumped there. Sorry.
You can see in this picture that the children are holding up their workbooks, and you can see that some children are not holding up their workbooks because their parents could not afford $10 to buy a workbook. When families live on less than $2 a day, by the time you add up workbooks, uniforms, and tuition, you are really, really having to draw on your savings. And many Haitian families are large. So you find in a classroom children who are the oldest child, and they are able to go to school, and then the next child in the family has to wait And sometimes the age range in a particular grade level is quite wide. Next. So our goal in Partners in Literacy Haiti has been that all Haitian children need to grow up with books in their hands. When I first went to Haiti in 2009 on a Rotary Zone trip, I went up to a rural area in the Central Plateau. It was called Conge, which I mentioned earlier, and it was the most progressive village in the area because Paul Farmer had built the only hospital in the Central Plateau there. What I found when I went out from the village was that there were schools where there were no books. And my background as a reading specialist made that painful. And I really do feel that having books be accessible in children's lives is critical. I think if I could ask everybody to raise their hand and say, did you read to your children here in the United States? Did you go to a library? Did you go to a bookstore and buy a favorite book for a child? Everybody unanimously would say yes. But in Haiti, there are no, especially rural Haiti, where I was working, there are no bookstores and there are no libraries. So children see only workbooks. And so one of the first things we did was create some books in Haitian Creole. And these little girls, preschoolers, I think maybe they're first graders, they're very tiny, but they're looking at some of those books. These books were created with an Australian Rotary Club. It was an international project. Next. So now we have many Haitians who live in the United States and need literacy skills. There are about 3,150 Haitians in South Carolina. In our area, we have in Greenville County and the lower part of Spartanburg County and over in Anderson, we have about 450 Haitians. Next. So what we do in all of our work here in the United States is dual language programs. And that means that children learn from their mother tongue, which is Haitian Creole. And then as they grow and get more familiar with language and books, they start to speak English. We need to have this dual language because children need to learn in their mother tongue. Research shows that's the most important thing to do. And then they need to be able to speak English well so that they can succeed in an American school. Now, it's very important that people continue to communicate with family and relatives in Haiti. So the children need to be able to speak Haitian Creole so they can talk to grandma. Grandma doesn't speak any English. And so to keep those ties going and those bonds going, that's another purpose. Next. So what we're doing is we're getting books that have Haitian Creole representation in the books and stories, and we have some virtual options. We are showing diversity in the educational materials, Caribbean primarily diversity, Haitian diversity if we can find it. We're looking for children who look like Haitian children. We are looking for African American children. We know also through research that that's absolutely critical, that people see, like young children see themselves in books. They see images that look like themselves. Next. Okay, this is just going to be a brief overview of the work we have done in Haiti, where we were working from 2011 to 2020, and where we still have one library that we are working, which has been mercifully out of the range of the gang activity. Next. In Haiti, we focused on 3 areas of of literacy, community, school, and family literacy. Next. One thing we spent a lot of time on was teaching the teachers. These are preschool teachers, and they are teachers that had come to us from mission schools that had been started by the priest in Conge, Father LaFontaine. He's an Episcopal. He was an Episcopal priest. He started 40 mission schools. These women walked to the training. We had a 3-day training. They stayed with relatives, mostly in Conge. They walked, some of them walked 15 miles to get to the training. They were very proud and got certificates at the end. Next. Now I'm going to come back and answer the questions in the chat at the end.
Right.
Activities that we did. For example, these juniors and seniors in high school had never heard of Martin Luther King, which I think is unfortunate because he is such a powerful leader. So we taught about Martin Luther King, and then we showed a film about a Haitian hero. We had regular story times with little ones. This is a pre-K story time in the library. And then when we were training teachers, we taught them various things to do with concepts. Next. The initiatives we had were, we added games and puzzles to the library. We added a phonetic alphabet chart, and we gave in our trainings each time books. This is the first training. We gave out 34 books to with scripts so that they could share those books with children in their classes and other teachers. Okay, next. This is our library in Conge. You'll see it's right next to the soccer field, which meant that we added air conditioning. We added windows that didn't have vents in them. We added 3,500 books, and 5 computers were donated by Clemson University. And we had a lot of activity. We had physicians from all over the world coming because they were looking at the work that Paul Farmer was doing in his hospital in Conge. We had trainings there. We had the additional kinds of things that we do that happen with children. It was a very busy place. People came on motorcycles from 5 miles away, and it was quite bustling. Next. This is the phonetic alphabet chart that we created. It has taken us 13 years in evolution. It is a phonetic alphabet chart. Our teachers from the very first training told us that they had never heard of an alphabet chart. They had no idea what an alphabet chart was. And so we started developing it. Well, why did it take so long? It's because we were trying to make it universal. In the first block there, you see A, and you see a pineapple. That's na, that's the sound, na. And the first time we drew this chart, we had an airplane there because there is an airplane word in Haitian Creole. But after thinking about it, we realized that there are some kids in Haiti who will never see an airplane, ever see an airplane. They live in villages so remote that there's no airplane traffic. The other thing that happened was that they added more O sounds. You'll see that there are 4 O sounds in this chart. So that we started with 2, and so it just kept evolving over time. It was approved by a major linguist in Haiti and teachers who were using it along the way. We're very proud of it. Next. Now we're talking about Haitians in South Carolina, and this is related to our project that we're gathering materials and books for for the district conference in May. Our logo is here with the coconut tree and the children, Haitian children. And this is the church that it has donated to us a room that we have turned into a book center. The church is in Fountain Inn. It's in the Mill Village. It was built about 1908 to serve Mill Village workers. It is not big enough to house all the Haitian people who want to come and use it. On December 31st, which is the evening of Haitian Independence Day, which is January 1st, there were 400 people in this building. I have been told that the building rocked, but it is an old church. And we are blessed, and it speaks well to our partnership that the Haitian community has seen fit to give us this space. Next. We have 4 components in the program, of course, dual language. We have Haitian heritage books and materials about culture, heroes, history, holidays. Those are mostly in English. There are some in Haitian Creole, but not many. We do family interaction, and we have occasional field trips and workshops. Next. These are the folks who are involved in the book center. Dr. Berthe Dorsalis is a pediatrician in Haiti. When she immigrated here, she became an RN. Emerline Kofi is a new mom, as you can see. She came to the United States and was placed in Malden High School as a junior, not knowing a word of English. She is a bright young lady. She taught herself how to read. She graduated on time. She now is at Greenville Tech studying cyber security. The 3 men at the bottom are the 3 key leaders of the church. The one to the right is an internist. The one in the middle is the pastor, and the one to the left is an internist. He's the associate pastor. Then there's a pastor, and then there's the superintendent for education. Next. As I said, I was very blessed to be working with this group. The minister, who is in the box at the left at the top, and I have been friends since 2010. Our 15-year friendship goes back to my providing funds and goods during the Port-au-Prince earthquake of 2010 that reduced the city to rubble and killed thousands of Haitians, maimed thousands of Haitians. Next. This is the opening day celebration of our library, which took place a year ago. And the poster says, "Welcome to our library." And you'll see there a glass bookcase. And just remember that in a minute. I'm going to show you what has replaced it. Next. We also had a Haitian Heritage celebration that was held in Simpsonville last year. We had books, we had games, we had things for sale, and 2 of my Haitian friends from Port-au-Prince came and stayed at my house, and they act as mentors and advisors to me when I don't know questions and when I need something translated into Creole. Next. Every year, as you probably know, there are 2 weeks devoted to Children's Book Week. One is in the fall and one is in the spring. And we have a partnership with our early childhood development program here in Greenville County, and they provide us with extra books that they give to child development centers. So all these free books are in English. Next. This is inside the book center, and please pay attention to the box on the left row at the top. You'll see that we have a new bookcase full of books, and we were able to replace our old bookcase. There's another slide that will show you how it was brought into the center. It's a busy time on Sunday morning is when we check out books. It's after the church service when people are at the church, and we have activities at other times. The people at the bottom are the planning committee. Next. We do a lot of different activities. You can see some of them here. Next. We have children who cannot afford backpacks and school supplies, and the parents can't afford it. And so we provide those kinds of materials and that help kids get ready for school and help them, and we replace materials throughout the year that they need. Next. We have instructional programs. This is an older group, a seventh grade, I believe they are, and having a special lesson. Next. These are the kinds of learning materials we provide, and that are checked out. I will tell you that bunny puzzle was one that I got at a yard sale. It's a difficult puzzle, but it's fun. Next. We have outreach to our book center supporters. Very few people know that we even exist. So we have started to try to do outreach. Two of the pictures here are outreach with a church. Two of the pictures are Rotary Club outreach. The one with the girls lined up, they look like they're about to do the can. That is an Interact Club. And it is the Malden Interact Club. And they made some donations to us as a result of my coming to speak to them about our project in Fountain Inn. We were also given a check by Sunrise Rotary Club at 7 a.m. It's a great club. I love the club, but I'm not at my speaking best at 7 a.m., I can tell you. So I was very surprised to get a check, and we were delighted. Next. Here we go. This is how our new bookshelf got into the library with a lot of help from the Haitian men in the church, and it is a heavy bookcase, and the glass is not going to break, and the children will be safe, and it is the single most important item that has been added to our room since we started. Next. I got an appreciation award, which I'm very proud of. I should have given an appreciation award to the church because they make my everyday brighter and fulfilling. We believe in service above self, and this gives me a great opportunity for that as a Rotarian. Next, these are some of our partners. Half of these partners are in Haiti, so we are trying to develop some partners for the Fountain Inn Book Center here in Greenville County and in the upstate. Next. How you can help us as a Rotary Club. We need materials, we have volunteer opportunities, and we would love for you to adopt us and become a sponsor. Next. Here are some of the kinds of materials. We need books, we need learning supplies, we need simple puzzles and language games. Next. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities, and I probably could think of more. I'm not going to talk about any of them today. If this moves your spirit as a Rotarian, if you want to get involved with literacy with children who need that involvement, you can get in touch with me. I'm on DAC DAB. Next. If you give to us, your gift really does change lives, young Haitian lives. And what we're doing with our funds is building a future for these children. We want them to be readers. We know that South Carolina public schools do have some need to improve their reading instruction. Imagine if you come from Haiti and you have learned some English, but you're trying to learn to read. We know that by third grade, people stop learning how to read and begin learning with reading. And so all these things are things that lead to readers, young Haitian readers, and ultimately social justice and educational justice. We need healthy snacks. We need money for more books. And dual language books are very expensive. I have been wanting $150 to buy a Haitian Youth Encyclopedia. It is published by EdcaVision in Pompano Beach, Florida, and we just have not had the money to do that yet. We need a replacement of our library table. It is peeling. It's a fake wood table and it's peeling. We would love to have various chairs and bean bags for reading. And we need partial stipends for family field trips. I would love to take the kids to the Children's Museum, but it costs money and oftentimes it's not within the budget of our families. Next. Messy. That's a word you should learn. It means thank you in Haitian Creole. And my feeling is mille merci. Many, 1,000 thanks for inviting me today and for letting me speak. So now, let me.
So Sarah, I don't know if can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So Julie wanted me to go back to a slide, but I think, was this the slide, Julie, you wanted to see? Okay. So that she can screenshot that. So I'll go through the questions in the chat so you don't have to read them. I will, then you can kind of answer as we go. So when you first started with the zone trip to Haiti, did you already have a connection to anyone in Haiti, or did you just get involved because it was a zone trip?
I had a connection in the president of the Greenville Rotary Club, which is where I was a member. Charles Warren was his name, and he was connected to working with Christ Church in this area of Conch. So that was the connection I had. I knew no one in Haiti. I knew no one in Conch.
And then so those were connections that you made through going there on that zone trip. Then you made more connections with people as you went on that trip.
Well, what I did, I started, I had, first of all, I was totally naive. I had never been to what we called then a third world country, a developing country. It was an experience like peeling an onion, getting to know the educational system, getting to know who was powerful and who wasn't. I went as a Rotarian. My idea was to gather people, and we eventually formed Partners in Literacy Haiti. So I had other people involved. I started after the first visit to find out what the best literacy programs were in Haiti and to reach out to those people. and to find out who I could use as mentors and reach out to those people. I it took a long time to do that. It didn't happen overnight.
Yeah. So when you're doing activities with the children, what kind of activities do they enjoy the most?
They like arts and crafts. They love to make things. They like to make little Easter baskets. They like to they like to do things with little cotton balls. I'm not the arts and crafts person, Berthy is, so I can't describe this very well, but you know, googly eyes on bunnies and things like that. They like to have um, that's what they enjoy doing the most. All ages seem to.
Yeah. It's always fun to make something with your hands, make something tangible you can bring home. So,
Right. And
with,
usually we try to relate it
yeah,
to the story.
right.
So, for example, one of the books that we're going to I've put on our list is an English book. It's a classic English book, A Chair for My Mother. Some of you may know it who are educators. I'm sorry, my throat is bad today. And it's about a Hispanic family whose apartment burns and they collect all the money in a jar and then they go shopping for a chair for the mother. The mother works as a waitress and she's very tired at night. And the grandmother has no chair to sit in. And the little girl likes to sit in the chair and read. So it's a wonderful book about family. And so we cut out chairs, pictures like the big chair that they buy in the book, and then the children decorate them and they take them home. And it's a activity that reminds them of the story in the book, which if they've heard in English and Haitian Creole, because I have a Haitian Creole script that somebody reads who's proficient in Haitian Creole. And then they have this little craft.
Fun. It's a great tying it together. When you were working on the alphabet, did you work with other organizations like the Wycliffe Bible translators that have worked with languages, or did you have somebody that helped you with creating the alphabet?
Um, we we basically created the about 4 versions of the alphabet, and then we took it to the Haitian Creole Academy. The Haitian Creole Academy is the group in Haiti who is designated to determine the direction of the language. Haitian Creole it's only been since I think 1988 that Haitian Creole has been recognized as a formal official language in Haiti. Before that, it was French. French. And so the Haitian Creole Academy consists of linguists and men. I believe there's one woman on it, 2 women, but it's about 15 people who look over materials that are being developed and make sure that they meet certain standards. So we actually went to visit them. They had never seen an alphabet chart designed for children. It blew
Right.
them away. They were
Yeah.
very excited about it.
Yeah. Well,
So,
it's great even for adults. Yeah. The images. Yeah.
mhm.
When you are interacting with the people in Haiti, do many of the people that you're working with there have iPhone service, or what kind of technology do the educators use?
Okay, the educators are in the classroom. It's still traditional in the classroom. Most learning takes place in the classroom. In Haiti, you get an iPhone and you buy minutes. And because most Haitians are poor, you don't buy very many minutes. But here in the United States, we are looking into some ways to use iPhones and computer websites, links on the web to dual language. There are some, and also there's some wonderful story times on the web in English for people who are learning English. There are about 6 or 7 that are excellent. There are more than that on YouTube, some of which, you know, it's varying quality, but
Right. Yeah.
we would like to use iPhones, definitely here. I'm not an expert in that, and anyone who could give me advice on it, I would welcome.
And do any of the schools in Haiti have access to a computer at the school? I know in one of your grants, you had said you had purchased computers. Was that specifically for a school in Haiti?
Yes, in our current school, we have purchased 10 Chromebooks, and we have purchased a very expensive computer for the librarians to use for their training and to catalog and keep records of the withdrawals of books, because we circulate books in that library. We have, you know, we have enough now that people can check them out. So they have, the problem is with computers is the electricity in Haiti. It's, you know, when I was working in Conj, I didn't know that you would lose electricity. And then, you know, you'd be in the middle of something, you'd be writing something on a computer, because we had the 5 computers from Clemson that had been refurbished. And all of a sudden you had no electricity, and it might be out for an hour, or it might be out for 2 hours. There was no way of predicting. So that the grid is not very secure. And with the gang activity that has been taking place, the gangs have been targeting, and this is just what is going on makes me very, very sad and very, very upset. But the gangs have been targeting the electrical grid. They've
Right.
been trying to take down communication so that people cannot, from one end of Port-au-Prince to the other,
Yeah.
have cell phone use. That's a whole different subject
Right.
that I don't
Right.
want to get off on today, because I'm looking at the positive. I keep
Right.
looking at the positive.
Right. Which I know that Ken had asked as well about immigrating, the process of immigrating from Haiti. And I think that's probably a bigger topic than we have time to get into as well. But can you just a little bit about the families that are in Fountain Inn when they are kind of landing in that area? Are they then trying to bring family members, the process of bringing people to the Fountain Inn area that you're familiar with?
Well, that has happened. It happened in the last year with many families coming to Fountain Inn from Haiti under the Biden administration's temporary status, which was to last for several years. Now that particular status has been eliminated, and these people are vulnerable. And the big problem is that the children and the families have nowhere to go if they are deported. Their homes are destroyed. They don't have any place to go. Many of the neighbors that they knew have been displaced. They're in camps. They're living in field houses. They're living in soccer fields. They're living in school auditoriums. It's just not safe there. It's very upsetting. That's one of
Well,
my favorite books that you're showing,
yeah.
and it has to do with Yumu's soup.
Yes. So, Sarah, what we like to do for our speakers is we like to donate a book in your honor to a little free library. And so this book was chosen specifically for you and your program today in Freedom Soup, and it will have a little plaque on the inside donated by our Rotary Club and your name. And every year, Haitians all over the world ring in the new year by eating a special soup, a tradition dating back to the Haitian Revolution. The story is of Tigran teaching her petite fille Belle how to make the soup. And you said freedom soup. How do you say it in Haitian? Haitian Creole? You said the name of the soup?
Jumu,
Jumu soup.
Joumou, Jumu.
Jumu soup. So thank you so much for sharing, and we are looking forward to helping with the project for the district conference.